AMC, America's Black News Channel. Watch 15 minutes. Share with everyone. Finally, news that speaks to us.
It appears that acknowledging to students in Florida schools that gay people actually exist will soon be against the law. Today, Florida Republicans passed the Parental Rights in Education bill, also known as the Don't Say Gay bill, through the state Senate. It now heads to Governor Ron DeSantis, who is expected to sign it into law. DeSantis has already voiced support for bans on conversations or lessons about sexual orientation or gender identity in Florida elementary schools. Lessons in higher grades would have to be age appropriate, which Democrats and activists insist is very broad and vague language that could restrict any conversation on the topic. Conservatives say that the bill gives parents oversight over what students are exposed to in school regarding sexuality, which is a lot like how the state's critical race theory law polices conversations about race. Opponents of the Don't Say Gay bill fear that LGBTQ youth may become further marginalized by having fewer safe spaces to discuss their feelings and experiences. LGBTQ activists also fear that the law could prevent school counselors from providing mental health resources to students who may be grappling with their sexuality or gender identity. State Senator Chevron Jones, Florida's first openly gay senator, gave tearful remarks outlining his experience in coming out to his family during today's debate over the bill.
I never knew that living my truth would cause church members to leave my dad's church, or friends to stop talking to me, or families to make jokes about who you are. But it seems as if politics we have gone down a road to where we're scared to just step out to make sure we're not hurting people.
The Don't Say Gay bill is just the latest in a series of bills rooted in oppression that Florida lawmakers have passed. These same lawmakers have passed restrictive laws regarding critical race theory, protesting, trans youth sports eligibility, abortion, and of course, voting. Joining me now to discuss is Florida State Representative Michele Rayner. Representative Rayner, this is just the latest of many oppressive steps that the Florida State Legislature has undertaken. What do you make of this entire push?
I mean, well, first off, thank you so much for having me, but I am speechless. And it takes a lot to make me speechless. But I mean, ultimately, we know what this is. This is a slate of legislation that is built on the backs of Black folks, LGBTQ folks, and our children to ensure that Governor Ron DeSantis has a shot at the White House. And so it's really just disheartening. You know, we're still in session right now. We're still on the floor. We're debating voting bills and immigration bills that no one asked for because the governor has this blind ambition to be president of the United States, but he refuses to do the things that the Floridians, his constituents, are asking him to do, like solve affordable housing and all the other problems that we're having here in the state of Florida. So the only way he can message to his base is to give them red meat, is to harm Black folks, brown folks, and LGBTQ folks and other marginalized groups.
There seem to be two kind of buckets that are happening in Florida and around the country, right? One bucket is the pushing down of people's voices, whether that is in the ballot box or on the street. Either they reduce the number of your power of your vote, or they restrict the ability of you to protest your own oppression. But the other leg of that, the other bucket of that, is the kind of militarizing or the weaponizing of anxiety of parents to say, there's crazy things going on with your kids. They're hurting your kids. They're making them feel bad. They're exposing them to pornography. They're doing all sorts of things. And we are the ones who are going to stand in the breach, and we're going to give you some power back to protect your children. That seemed to work incredibly well in Virginia and being able to flip that governor's seat. Do you think that this is the playbook that not only Florida, but the rest of the Republicans in the country are just going to be playing from, and that we're going to get more and more and more of these types of laws?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's the fear mongering for me, right? It's the way that that the governor and his ilk, and really, like as you said, the Republican Party, the National Republican Party, has been instilling fear into parents. And what's so interesting about this "Don't Say Gay" bill, many of the provisions about parents being involved in their children's education is already in statute, except in this specific bill that it limits and it marginalizes and it singles out LGBTQ folks. And what's interesting is the bill sponsor in the House has said that, it's a trend to be LGBTQ, that kids do it because they're celebrities. And, another senator who won by, voter fraud, and that's another conversation for another day, basically said that, kids pretend to be LGBTQ. So really it is appealing to the worst base emotions of people and really riling up parents and riling up their base, when we already know parents are the first teachers of their children. No one's negating that. In the conversations that they're saying that's happening in the classroom, not one person, not one bill sponsor was able to show me where this complaint has been made, what's been happening. So really, this is made up fear in order to make sure that they can hold on to power.
Listen, it is cool to be LGBTQ, but it is not so cool that straight people are running around talking about, yes, me too. That is not happening. So let me just, the bill seems to be really vague in its language. I'm very curious about how you interpret what children who do identify as LGBTQ, even at young ages, how they are able to negotiate public school under this new law. For instance, if it's Parent Day and people have to talk about their family, which is a very common thing for young children, you draw pictures of your family, you talk about who's in your family. If the people in your family are gay and you have two dads or two moms or whatever the case may be, are those children not allowed to express that, or is that not allowed to be a part of the conversation during that session of that class? I don't understand how the children, not the children who are guessing or wondering, who are also hurt by this, by the way, because they're erased, but the children who already know, the parents who are openly gay, how are they supposed to negotiate living and attending public schools under this new law?
I think that the bill sponsors in the House and also in the Senate mean for children to negotiate this in a way where they have to hide who they are. They have to hide who their families are. I've had teachers, jump in my inbox and jump in on Twitter and tell me, this is the line in the sand for them. They're not going to, allow the kids in their classrooms to feel marginalized. And so what is interesting is that we could not get a straight answer on what classroom instruction is. If it meant that a child cannot talk about how their family is and who their family is, or if a child could even discuss among their peers about who they are. And so, to your point, I do believe that this bill was written in a way that was purposely vague. I believe that the bill sponsors want to challenge and want to trigger lawsuits because they're hoping and they're banking on that our conservative justices here in Florida will go along with their discrimination. And so I think that that's something that we have to really be mindful of and think about. I'm concerned about how our babies are going to navigate, because we know that LGBTQ youth are more prone to either attempting to commit suicide and or completing suicide. So what is the message that we're sending? I mean, the governor's spokeswoman said that if you are an opponent of this bill, or if you're gay, that you're a groomer, you're a pedophile. So I'm really concerned about where we're at right now.
Right, and I should note that Black and brown children who are LGBT are more likely to consider suicide. So this is not just an other people issue. This is a Black and brown people issue as well. Representative Michele Rayner, thank you so much for your time tonight. And I'm going to need you to get that Florida State House together, because this is a mess down there.